What's going on, guys? Welcome to Combat Corner. My name's Kobe.
I'm Jackson.
And today we will be doing a tier list, another tier list video. Today we're going to be ranking the UFC weight classes. So without further ado, let's bring it up. So we, again, as always, fit right in there in the S tier. We've got S, A, B, and C.
So
Super.
that's the same as last week.
No, we've changed it. Super. We're going to call
Super.
that one Super. And we're going to call this one
Plum.
Plum. I was going to say...
I know what you're going to say.
I was going to say Cuck.
Okay.
And the welterweight division would go there. So, starting off from the back of the list, we have... Just move this microphone a little bit. I don't even know if we're picking up properly. Hello. There we go. So, Shevchenko's division, the flyweight division, women's flyweight division. What are your thoughts on the women's flyweight division, Jackson?
They're probably one of the more entertaining of the women's divisions at this current point in time. I mean, we've had problems with the likes of the depth of the other divisions not really having enough contenders.
Correct.
So I'd say this is, at the moment, as it stands, the best women's division.
I think I agree as well. Sorry, guys, by the way, some of the champions of the divisions are going to be slightly outdated. This list is slightly outdated, just to let you know.
Just to let you know, it's all of the champions are outdated.
Yes, literally every single champ is outdated. Yeah, I agree. This is the best women's division, but it's not the best division. I'll put it in B.
Yeah.
I don't think a women's division should go above B because
Ooh.
they're just not that exciting
Okay.
and high level compared to the men's. It's facts. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's not lie to our faithful audience. Hey,
Okay.
Jackson.
Sorry.
So yeah, I think B is pretty fair for the flyweight division of the women's. Another women's division, bantamweight, and this is
This is trash.
got Amanda Nunes. Right now, it is absolutely plum.
Who's the champion again? Pennington, who won in the most embarrassing championship fight, probably one of them ever.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll say women's championship fight. It was.
There was also Rose versus. Who did Rose lose to?
Oh, that is a good question.
He don't even care.
No,
Like
that wasn't bantamweight though, was it?
no, that was strawweight. But you said
Oh, okay,
most
yeah.
embarrassing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, this Pennington versus Andra.
No. She fought Silver.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wasn't she unranked?
Nah, she was ranked. She was ranked.
Like 13th or something.
She wasn't good.
No,
but she was ranked.
and
That was
she
a
proved
terrible
that she
title
wasn't
fight.
good.
It was a terrible title fight.
So yeah, this is by far
Currently, as of right now,
the
Plum.
worst division in the UFC.
I'd
I'm going
agree.
to say
absolute plum division. Not a fan whatsoever.
there was rumors of dropping it not long ago.
Yeah, because there was just no one entertaining.
No,
And
and it's
there's
like
Pena, like she's kind of fun because she's a bitch and no one likes her. So her versus Pennington might be fun. We got Holly Holm versus
the new
the
one.
new lady. Fuck's sake, man. I can't remember
Well
her name. My
prepared.
name recognition is shit. But anyway,
Harrison.
Kayla Harrison. So maybe if Kayla wins, she could fight for the title, and that's a bit of entertainment. But as of right now, plum. Moving on. One of the more entertaining men's divisions, in my opinion. We've got welterweight.
A staple of the UFC since the beginning of the company. It has always been a solid division. It has always been deep in terms of contenders.
As
As of now,
we've got Leon.
We've got Leon as the champion. We've got him who shall not be named as the number one contender, Bilal Muhammad,
Bilal
who
Snackback.
keeps getting denied a title shot, even though it's blatantly obvious he's the one who deserves it.
We've got some interesting contenders in this division as well. It's heating up, this one.
It is heating up, but it's not hot right now.
It's not boiling, sizzling hot.
No.
But in the next couple of years, this division is going to be fire.
I'm going to say, as it stands, though, this is an A tier division.
Yeah, okay. I was going to think, I kind of want to put it in super, but I'll give it top of A.
Yeah.
Because I understand what you're saying. It's a lot of contenders at this point. There's no there's a clear number one contender, but that fight's not been booked.
No.
Like we've got Ian Gary, we've got Shavkat, we've got JDM, all ready to jump in there.
Yeah, and that's exciting because they are younger guys, but they are yet to really prove themselves at the top of the division.
Yeah.
Therefore,
that goes in A.
Yeah,
at the top.
There are some divisions that we will be breaking down in just a moment that are sizzling over right now.
There are a couple.
They are at boiling point.
We've got next up.
Not one of them.
This is not one of them at all.
This is strawweight.
Women's strawweight.
With a woman who is no longer a strawweight, as the picture here.
No. The current champ of this division is Weili Zhang. She is fighting against Lee in UFC 300. That's an interesting bout. It isn't the most. I mean, Zhang's a pretty dominant champ as it stands right now. She did get beaten twice by Rose, which is interesting enough.
And somehow just made it back to the belt.
Made it back to the belt. I'm going to say it's another plum division. The champion's good, but the top contenders are kind of few and far between. I don't see her getting beaten. I'm not really anxious that she might get beaten in any fights because she's just that good at the moment, Zhang. Mm-hmm. So I think this is plum, but I'm going to put it above bantamweight.
Yeah.
Because bantamweight is shocking.
Agreed.
Middleweight is the next one. Notoriously a division for long-lasting contenders, champions, has kind of turned into that one of the more flippant ones.
As of late, yes.
As of late. We've had
the last
Izzy.
2 years.
The last 2 years. We had Izzy. Then we had Pereira, who beat Izzy. Izzy won it back. Strickland. And then Duplessis now. There's no real clear number one contender at the moment, I don't think. We've got Izzy and Strickland, who are both right up there. And both of them kind of are just as deserving as each other, I'd guess.
Yeah.
Strickland didn't have any title defenses. Does he deserve an instant rematch? It was a close fight.
That's tough, isn't it?
Izzy's lost a couple fights recently. Can we just keep giving him instant rematches? It's a big fight, of course.
The reason that Izzy would get into that rematch is currently Conor McGregor removed. Izzy is the biggest draw that the UFC has currently.
Yeah, he is.
There was a stage where he was there because people liked him, but I think now it's just kind of turned the opposite way around. I'm not saying
like him.
Yeah.
His fan base is more of the young, like hype beastie kind of teenage fan. You know what I mean?
I agree. I like Izzy.
Yeah, so do I.
I like what he stands for, but I just think that the way he comes across doesn't sit well with a lot of the hardcore fans.
Yeah, no, yeah. I agree. Look, I love Izzy. I'll always support him at least somewhat because he's a Kiwi. He's fought out of New Zealand. He's got an awesome style when he wants to put it on. But then at the same time, there's been moments in his career where you're like, bro, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And the way he comes across sometimes, it's like a little bit cringe, a little bit this, but a little bit that.
Yep.
Saying that though, the division has kind of dried up a little bit. You've got Hamzat who never fights. You've got Strickland and Duplessis who have already fought. Kind of can't give them another fight. Izzy's coming to the end of his career. You got like the likes of Bo Nickel coming up, but he's not fighting anyone serious. You've got your Marvin Vittori's who's like, shit. You've got Paulo Costa who barely fights. Whitaker has already fought Izzy. It's just a bit stale.
It is.
I feel like we need new blood in this division. And for that reason, because of its staleness, I kind of want to put it here.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's just not that good. Like, it really isn't.
No one's really defined themselves as better than the rest of the pack.
No.
Therefore, it's a bit of a shit fight right now.
It definitely has potential to get to come back. And
the younger contenders that keep coming through just keep getting pipped off by guys that aren't even in the top 5.
Yeah. So it's hard. It's very hard to build stars in this division.
Big time.
That can't be said about the next division, which is the lightweight category.
I think this goes right to the top.
I agree. Personally. There's so many matchups I want to see.
We've got Islam Makhachev, who is now the champ, with the man that we see on screen right now, Charles Oliveira, fighting very soon for what could be a title eliminator match.
Sorry, I was just laughing. None of the champions are relevant.
It's so wrong.
But we're lazy, so whatever. He's fighting for against Arman. That's I'm pretty confident that that's a number one contenders fight. Whoever wins that fight has to fight for the belt next. But then we've got Justin Gaethje, who's still hanging around, hasn't fought Islam. We've got Dustin Poirier, who's still hanging around, also hasn't fought Islam. Like you say, if Charles wins, everyone wants to see that rematch.
Yeah.
If Arman wins, everyone wants to see that rematch.
Yeah.
We've got up-and-comers left, right, and centre. We've got the likes of Benoit Saint-Denis, who just lost. Want to see what's happening with him next,
Very
you know?
exciting prospect, yeah.
A lot of lower guys like Drew Dober, Renato Moicano, Jalen Turner, Gamrot, RDA that are still really interesting. Bobby Green.
They make this division
Paddy Pimblett.
so interesting. Yeah, it's got so much depth. There's so many, even Tony Ferguson.
Tony Ferguson still knocking about somehow.
Yeah, there's a lot of legends that have just ended up in this division, and that's why it's so strong.
And the thing about this division as well is that lightweight, welterweight, but mainly lightweight is the place that they cut from. That's the average male size is lightweight essentially.
Yeah.
So you get more. There's just more people. Mm-hmm. So there's more, much more talent. So people have to train harder to become better, and that brings the level of skills up and up and up. So it's extremely highly skilled.
Definitely.
And it's also there's a lot of chance of knockouts, which you don't really see in the lower divisions. This is like the perfect middle ground of a division. And
agreed, Kobe.
Agreed. Moving on. Light heavyweight. Now this is a interesting one.
It is kind of at the same level as middleweight right now. Like, until we see Alex Pereira defend his belt against Jamahal, we won't really know how dominant he's going to be as a champ, or if he will retain his championship at all.
Mm-hmm.
But just like I said, like middleweight, the belt has changed hands so many times in the last 18 months.
Yep.
We had Glover, then we had Yuri, then we've had Jamal Hill. Oh, yeah, Jamal Hill once Yuri vacated the belt.
Mm-hmm.
And now we've got Alex Pereira once.
We obviously also had Jan Blachowicz.
Yeah, that was before what I was talking about. Yeah,
Glover.
So in the last 18 months at least, it's changed 3 or 4 times, which is crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
And most of it's been down to injury.
Yeah,
so
that's disappointing.
It is disappointing. I'd much rather they did that rather than just have the division stagnant like heavyweight has been.
Yeah. John.
Yeah. So it's a tough one.
I kind of want to put it in. I think it's pretty exciting, and I kind of want to put it just in A.
Yeah.
Just on. I think it's on the verge of A and B. I don't think it's anywhere near welterweight.
Injuries aside, this is one of the more exciting divisions right now.
A lot of up-and-comers. We've got Johnny Walker.
So many guys log-jammed at the top.
Uncle
who could be the champion.
Yeah. There's a lot of contenders that we want to see Alex fight.
Yep.
And Alex alone is just awesome.
Yeah.
And then you get, like you say, you got Jerry. There's a lot of exciting fighters here. Moving on. A man who is no longer in the UFC. He just got knocked out by Anthony Joshua. Heavyweight division. The heavyweight division's an interesting one. I love the top 5 of the heavyweight division. Below that, I don't even know if they train.
Yeah, I agree. Look, this is a division that was probably meant to be the main staple of any fighting organization anywhere in the world. But as like we were saying about the lightweight division earlier, there's a lot of depth there, and that's because there's a lot more people worldwide in that weight class, and therefore the all-round skills of mixed martial arts come into play a lot more. Whereas heavyweight, it has always been about knockout power. It's always been about size. And only in the last couple of years, we've seen some contenders coming through with some real threats in terms of their ground game and wrestling, who have been able to kind of make their way towards the top. But even then, they haven't managed to get all the way there.
And just the lower echelons, it's like it's a steep drop off. Like you say, there's good wrestlers towards the top. Then you drop off, and it's tied to Ivasa, who just gets taken down and held, and Derek Lewis, who doesn't really do much apart from stand up sometimes
and have some great one-liners.
It's a fun division, but they're a bunch of plums. They're a bunch of plums, mate.
I agree.
Do you agree with that? It is a fun division.
I'm not happy about it, but I agree.
They're a bunch of plums. We do have some great guys at the top. Again, got to say, Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gahn, John Jones, Stipe Miocic. There's a lot of fun guys at the top, but it's the lower of the top 15 that's just bang average.
I feel like they should just reduce heavyweight to just have a top 10.
Yeah, just top 3.
Yeah, top 3.
Moving on, we have
The flyweight division.
men's flyweight. Another division that was fun for a while, but it's kind of stagnated pretty hard. We now have Steve Urseg fighting for the belt against
The
Pantoja,
number 10 ranked guy.
number 10 ranked. And
Which
this is
is
because
Unheard of.
Pantoja's beaten everyone. He's beaten the guy on screen, Brandon Moreno, who was the champ. That's who he won it off. He's beaten him 3 times. He's beaten
the other Brandon.
Brandon Royval, twice. He's
Raw
beaten Cap. I think he's beaten Kai Kara France, but he's not even close to the belt. There's a few guys like Albazi who you're kind of interested in, Makayev, but he's boring as fuck. Like, this division's like here, Plum, I think. I don't like it at all at the moment.
You're putting it below women's strawweight.
I am.
Damn.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think we've talked about this on the podcast before, that flyweight,
Needs fresh blood, man.
it needs fresh blood. It needs some new contenders. It just needs something else.
Needs Manuel Cap to fucking get his shit together and fight for the belt and make it
weight.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Make weight.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Nothing more really needs to be said about this division.
Goodness me.
Need a fire under their belly. We've got, now this is a very good one, men's bantamweight. Oh Lord, how many? What was I going to say?
I don't know. I said I'm going to say it.
What are you going to say?
This is my favorite division in the UFC currently.
Same. It's close with lightweight and welterweight as well. I love the welterweight division because of the amount of contenders, but like we say, it's not boiling hot yet. That's why it doesn't make the super division. Lightweight and bantamweight especially, boiling, sizzling hot. 10 people in that division could be champ.
Yeah.
And that's not even overstating it. You've got your Piotr Jans, you've got your Aljamain Sterlings, who's kind of moved up now. You've got your Marabs, you've got your Corey Sandhagens, you've got your Chito Marlon Veras, you've got your Sugar Sean O'Malley's. You've got all these top guys, up and comers as well. Jose Aldo's coming back. Bruh, this division is fire.
It's huge.
On fire. And Sugar Sean, he doesn't have much personality, but his fight style is amazing.
It is.
It never lets down, ever. He's never let down once. This guy is now the champ, and he's he's very deservingly the champ. None of us really thought it was going to happen either, and it did. And that's always a good story, when it's shocking. So yeah, I think this one's got to go top to the top as well. What are your thoughts? If you've got any more.
Well, yeah. Apart from it being my favorite division, I agree with you.
Cool.
Yeah, that any of those contenders that are ranked right now, a couple fights away from a title shot if things worked out that way, which they don't.
It's almost like they need 3 champs.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they need 3 belts and then maybe like a unification belt as well.
The unified champ and then the 3 other champs.
Yeah. No, it's
an awesome division, man.
It's crazy right now. There's too much going on almost.
Yeah, honestly, it's hard to keep track.
The last...
We've got one more.
But certainly not least.
Alexander Volkanovski, previous champion of the featherweight division. Alex kind of beat off.
Whoa.
Alex kind of defeated every champ every contender apart from Ilya. You've obviously got your Max Holloways, you got your Brian Ortegas, you got your Yair Rodriguez's, you've got your Josh Emmett's, your Bryce Mitchell's. There's a lot of people in the division. Any of them that I'm super excited about Ilya Topuria fighting? Max Holloway, but he's busy right now. Not that excited to see him fight Brian. I'm not excited for that.
And I'm definitely not excited about an immediate rematch anytime soon.
This division's got a lot of working out to be done, and it's probably going to take a couple years. I want to put it in B.
You want to put it in B? I want to put it at the same level as welterweight, to be honest.
You do?
Just behind welter. Yeah, just because it's the same thing.
I'll put it there.
It's got so much potential, and normally it is a really exciting division.
It does have a lot of potential.
Right now, due to the fact of the recent change of hands in the belt, and us probably being a little bit biased about that, it has come down a little bit because we need some answers. We need it to start heating up again.
We need Volkanovski to win again, and then this will be the best division ever. All right. I'll put it there. Then we're kind of in between.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. There you have it. These are our weight classes for the UFC ranked. Let us know what you think down below. If you've got any other ideas for content for these lists, these tier lists that you'd like for us to do,
Shout out.
send them our way. Build us one. If you're a real big fan. So we'll see you guys next time. Check out the full length podcast down below. Like, subscribe, comment. See ya. Bye.